shout
I,
to Abby.
I think this is my first time doing a Sunday chat with you. Actually, usually I
I
do it
think he
on
done it.
Mondays.
I think he done it before. So I don't think.
No,
Yeah,
I
if we
don't
did.
think so. I don't think I ever do. Usually, it's usually Mondays.
So if I sometimes invite you, depending it's the subject we can get you on. And also we have here is OCB Pro. Nicole Strauss. If we can hear Nicole, we can't see her.
Do you hear us, Nicole?
Hello, hello.
Hello? George, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear it?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Are you driving or something?
Nah, I'm trying to use my laptop. I'm using my laptop.
I've been there, done that.
Yeah, you probably have to do the best to do to get in and out because you should be able to let you use your camera. I don't know what's going on with it,
All
but
right,
else, yeah,
I'm using my
we'll give
phone.
her. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'll be back. I'll be right back.
She back, folks. And also we have here my man, my brother from another, one Mr. Dave
David,
Brian of Fear by Forum. This brother been busy, just wrapped up like a
long
bunch
time
of
no see.
interviews
David, how are
today.
you?
Hey, Dave,
Can
we
you
can't
hear
hear
us?
you.
We can't
Dave,
hear
we can't
you.
hear you. I think you might be on mute. Give him a moment, folks. But anyway, folks, the subject as I was talking about is the harassment and the attitudes that comes down to these women in the sport of bodybuilding, just women in general on social media. One thing I suggest, if you ever get a chance to encounter these ladies, be have some common sense. It's guys. I know some of you who are out there who are fans. You're fans, ladies. You love the muscle, but at the same time, you can't have a little decorum. Now, this was about I think last month, and we had like a little. We did our Muscle Talk Monday, and we had a lady as on the guest. A lady who's been a guest on before, Abby Lopez. Like Abby is IB Pro. She turned pro, this year, and she was talking about a situation that happened to her, and it's wild how people act. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna also my big brother Keith, is you got shout out. He just did have surgery uh, last week. He's recovering fine. Also I got to mention that he also talked about a situation that his wife Tina Williams dealt with. As she's also IB pro bodybuilder, and where she had a situation where somebody did something strange, and it's offensive. So I'm gonna show you both these videos that was from our last Muscle Talk Monday in November. And I'm pulling them up right now. Like I said, I got a lot of videos and posts here, folks. Give me a second here. I got to go through them, but I think I got it. It's right about. I'm halfway to the. Oh yeah, here it is. Wait a minute. It says, okay. Where is it? I think it's right here. No, wait a minute. I think I'm about here. But anyway, folks, let's have another guest just pop in. Give me a second. Let me bring them in. We have here my man David is back.
We
Hey,
still can't hear you.
what's going on? You must get yourself a mute or something. We can't. Well, it's something he probably figured out. Here we got here comment. Shout to a man Emmanuel. He says, appreciate it. He says, "Hey George, hope you're well. This should be an interesting topic. I'm willing to listen to the competitors on this. I think it will be able to about accountability as males, fans, in conversation. Yeah, you know. But anyway, as I said again, I'm going to pull up this video, and it's from a conversation I had a while back with it was us. It was on Must Talk. It was on Must Talk Monday, and we had.
Hey, can you all hear me now?
Yeah, I can
Yeah,
hear you
I
good
can
now,
hear
brother.
you.
We hear you good.
Oh, good. Okay,
And
sorry, I goofed up on that. Was my settings were all messed up. Sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
that's all
Good to
right.
hear
We
from you
got it.
guys. So good to see you.
Good to see you
Great to see
too,
you
David. How
too.
you been?
Oh,
Here we
good.
go.
Yeah, I've been busy. A lot of interviews recently, and
Yeah, I
yeah,
know
it's been
George
going
told me
good.
about it. I heard. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here
Thank
we go.
you.
I'm gonna pull up. This is the video I'm pulling up, and this is from Abby Lopez, and also our man Big Keith, as he mentions. situation he had to deal with concerning his wife.
Seems like a lot of people follow this. Fitness Women 1000.
Oh yeah.
He sends a picture today, jerking off.
Yep.
A video.
Yep.
Until he comes. And I'm like, but all you women are following him. Not saying you have, but all these women are following him. Even our coach, Melanie's. I said, why are you guys off? I reported him to Instagram. I'm watching this video. I'm like, are you fucking serious?
There's nothing attractive about sending me a picture like that or video.
I'm like,
that's why
it does nothing for me. I
always say this because I remember a couple of ladies told me, said, George, you send me this link of this guy. I said, George, will you send me these ladies? Because this guy's out here. He's sending his pictures and sending his. I said, that's why I started the thing where after doing the interview, I said, like, guys, no dick pics. Don't send that shit. We don't like that. That's disgusting. That's gross.
And this,
yeah, and that is true because Tina, she was there. She mentioned it, and also it's another video I have here. Give me a second, because it's one we were talking with Abby, and how she had been solicited for doing a wrestling video, and guys, a lot of these ladies don't wrestle. I know it's a very physical thing. It's like you guys like it. You like to get your hands on a plump, muscular woman, and jump on her, lay on her, whatever you want to do. But many ladies, they don't do it. Some do it because it's a way to, make a little money for themselves in between competitions. They do sessions. But here we are. Here's this one with Abby. Wait a minute, I thought I had it. Wait a minute. What happened to it? Give me a second, folks. I don't know. This could be. But let's get to back my guests. Have you, especially you, David, because you do interviews with women, have they ever been a situation where they've been, solicited or mentioned how they deal with, online trolls and other people?
Yeah, I think the DPIX problem is a big problem, and I'm they can block them, but I just don't understand why guys think these ladies want to see their dicks, for one thing. And I think it's just a problem with social media. These people try to think they can get away with it because it's anonymous, and it's just creepy and it's wrong. They shouldn't have to deal with that bullshit, I think. Yeah. And I like what you say, George, stop it, don't send your fucking deep pics, so, because it's just not right.
Well, here is with Abby. I'm about to see if I can get it to.
Guy, please do not message me and ask me if I want to wrestle, because I do not want to wrestle. Okay.
You sure you want to wrestle?
I don't want to wrestle. I'm good.
Y'all heard it here first. She doesn't want to wrestle.
We can arm wrestle. Or real quick. Or some guys like, we can do a little boxing, but I'll be like, if me and Abby, I'll be doing a lot of excessive holding and digging in her chest with my head.
I don't know what's up with asking me if I want to wrestle. I don't know I don't even understand the joke.
It's like
no manners.
It's like being almost intimate. You ever see BJJ and Jiu-Jitsu? It's almost being intimate in a way for some of these guys. But but no, guys, don't ask that. No deep pics. Don't ask for wrestles. Don't even ask for flexes. If they do it voluntarily, it's nice, but don't ask. Let them want to do it. Let them want, but if they don't want to do it, that's just back off.
If you're watching.
Yeah, because his thing is, I believe in, I don't, when I do my interviews, I don't ask for flexes. Because I know I got guys in the comment section say, George, ask for the flexes. I'm not going to ask, because they do enough flexes as part of their routine. It's part of their practicing. That's part of their training. And sometimes they get tired. We got here a couple people just popped in. And we have here, Nicola's back. Shout out to Nicole. She's here.
Hey everybody. Hey,
Hi, Nicole.
Dave.
How are
Hey,
you?
Alex.
And Nicole.
Hey, George.
Hey, how you doing? And also my man KL the Wanderer is here.
Hey, what's happening,
brother?
everybody?
Hey, how are you?
All right.
Yeah. Me and Kel, we often talk about this thing once in a while, where about the excessive behavior of fans when it comes to women with muscle or just generally just women period, because it's a lot they have to deal with in this sport. And with you, Nicole, you are a bodybuilder, OCB pro. What's your thoughts as you on social media, or how you have to deal with people, how they behave, act with you?
Like what Dave was saying, like anytime somebody sends, well, thankfully I haven't gotten a D pic in a long time. But I remember the first D pic I got, I was so disgusted, and I got that D pic when I posted after I won, after I went pro. I got my pro card, and I posted one of the stage pics, and then all these trolls. It was disgusting. It was like people, just doing things to themselves, and it was really disgusting. So I would just block them, and then people started calling me like through Instagram and through Facebook. People were actually like calling me like. I don't know. It was at first it was overwhelming, but that hasn't happened in a while. I think I have a really good following now, so I get a lot of support now. I get more like, okay, you look great, keep up the good work, or you're beautiful. That I can live with, but at one point the dick pics and the jerking off, I was like, come on, man, like, is that supposed to turn me on? Is that supposed to make me want you? Like, I don't understand. I never understood that. I don't know, but
Gentlemen, what y'all thoughts?
It's disgusting. It's bodybuilding, but it's not porn, right? It's
Yeah.
bodybuilding. It's an art. I feel like it's an art form. We worked hard. We built this physique, and this is how we display it. With I mean, of course, not leaving a lot to the imagination. No privates are covered, but that's not what you're looking at. You're looking at the muscles. You're looking at the physique. You're not. We're not selling sex, so I really don't see why men would think
Unfortunately,
it's okay to send a dick pic. It's disgusting. I don't get it. So those are my thoughts.
What about say?
no, I'm
What
saying
say?
unfortunately,
Mhm.
can you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's how a lot of these guys think.
Mhm.
They kind of they don't look at you women too much as athletes. They look at you as a fetish.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I'm gonna keep it real. There's some women competitors. They kind of, I don't want to say invited in because somebody might take it the wrong idea, but they'll show like pictures of them like half naked, almost half naked, covering themselves. Because I see it is one person I see on Facebook, and she was like posting stuff about please stop sending me dick pics. I'm married. Even if I wasn't married, it wouldn't be right, and it's true. But at the same time, they would show like pictures of them like almost nearly naked, but they just covering their boobs and they privates and all that stuff. And it's like, really, you gonna do that? Like,
Mhm.
but it's not. I mean, it's I can't really like, I don't know what to say. So I don't really like focus too much on them too much, but I would see it though. And in that I have that opinion on it. Like, why is she doing that? If it's like she's attracting bad company, if I could say that. So I mean, but I would give them credit. I would give them credit about like I haven't really seen too much of that. I see them like working out and all that type of stuff, pictures of them posting. But I mean, it can be contradicting. That's what I'm trying to say.
Mhm.
At the same time, and I'm not saying it's everybody that does it. I understand. People that's not people's intention. You know, but they are people. They're all women out there. They do kind of showcase their things clearly, and these guys they kind of look at them as fetishes. That's it. That's the simple way of me saying it.
The thing is that it's easy to sexualize, especially the female body, because as men, we look at women. You could be sitting, walking down the street, see a woman you're very attracted to. She has maybe right now it's kind of cold, so she's wearing something heavy. You can't see too much, but in the summertime, when ass out, titties out, you get hey, wow. But again, a lot of these ladies, they post that stuff because it's their progress sometimes, especially when they're if they're training or they're working out. Some do modeling because it's a way they get attention and maybe also to represent their sponsors.
But
Here,
at the same time, like they also would say like my husband, he came home and he was looking at me, like say certain things that's like maybe that ain't for everybody to hear, you know.
Mhm.
That's all I'm saying. Like, I mean, shit, they could do whatever they want, but at the same time, you're gonna be attracting the widows, and you gotta look at it. You gotta think too. That's all I got to say.
That's true. Can I say
yeah.
something
So,
on that note? You're right. I think if you're displaying your body, especially on social media, let's say I post my pics from the show. You got to take the good with the bad. So the way I present myself, I don't present myself sexually. Like I haven't gotten like the dick pics. I haven't had that in a long time. So thank God for that. But I understand what you're saying. How some women, and I've seen some women who like, you know, they present themselves. They show off their physique, but they show it off in a sexual way.
yeah.
So I see how that can attract some negative attention.
Yeah, and like
So
one thing is, I saw this video posted by this gentleman. He's a trainer and a coach. And he talks like this: like some of the girls will post stuff just showing their butts. He respects the women who post stuff on OnlyFans or some other sites because they're getting paid, they're making money. But you got to understand, you're putting yourself out there, and you other than maybe you're getting likes, you're not making what else are you getting out of it? You like the attention. You got to understand that there are people out there who take it like again, what like Nicole says, like when she posts her progress pictures or she posts her competition pictures. It's like my saying, like I heard a long time ago say, when y'all ladies rock hard, we'll rock hard. The guys get excited about that because But again, I think most people need to be aware of, especially on social media, how the platform has changed. Like guys will have an account, like what Keith said that the guy, I think they might have shut because I follow him a good bit and used to, tag some of the pictures of the ladies from shows. I haven't seen much from him lately. Maybe finally catch on to him because I think he told me because he sent something to IG and things also social media platforms should be more aware, but sometimes it can be a bit overbearing a bit when it comes down to protections because you post something like I see ladies post something that's not as extreme, but because like I know ladies who are bodybuilders who told me they post something and it's nothing more than maybe just in a posing suit or just something not too bad. I see pictures of ladies who not bodybuilders put on flat out floss between your butt cheeks and just having pasties cover their titties and no one blinks an eye. Here, shout out to my man here. He Josh Shimkins. He says this says happy Sunday fun day. Thank you, brother. Also, we have here, this is C Cross One. He says, "What up, y'all? Okay, appreciate that." Also, he says this. He says, "Why do guys ask these women if they want to wrestle? If wrestle, it's weird to me." Because it's still again in the video because it's very intimate. Like you wrestle with somebody like if you ever watch like it's not like the WWE stuff like you talk about that's a little bit more entertainment, but if you watch like uh high school and college wrestling, the Olympian level wrestling, they really get close in them. You see things that grabbing on guys, holding that lady I've interviewed a while back, Kara Wester, she works with wrestlers, and you see the styles, they really get close, you really get sweaty, you get physical, and you got to think about it. There's guys out there who want to do that because that's their fantasy. We got here Jeff coming through. He says, "Happy holidays, everyone. I'm DJ Jeff from North Carolina. I'm in Burlington." That's a good way for where I live at. Also, he says this. He says that's interesting. He says to C1. Also, Chris Cross One says, "Yeah, bodybuilding is an art form and a sport. These guys who send inappropriate pitch to these ladies, it makes me wonder what kind of people they are. Some are just just really into the sport." Also, This from Jeff says, it's attractive to women that want to see beautiful women. It's attractive. Yeah, I say. And also, he says this. He says, clash, or says, clash when you will, it says, clash when you be living live again because I like the interviews. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna have someone's coming up soon. And also, this is from DJ. He says, George, understand what you are saying. So, yeah. Folks, also, I'm going to pull up another video from another lady. She's not a bodybuilder. Uh, she's an athlete, and she often deals with, it's how people act because she's has muscle. So this is from a lady. Her name is Kat Merchant, and she explains her situation too, dealing with people who look at her a certain way.
I'm a muscular woman. I'm used to trolls accusing me of being on roids. And I've noticed a pattern in the trolls. It comes from two specific types of people. Before I get into the trolls, I'm going to give you some context. I'm 39, I'm 5'8", I'm around 71 kilograms. I'm a former England rugby player and I've played in 4 World Cups, both 7s and 15s. I've got 20 years of lifting experience, studied sports science at uni, and I run my own fitness business. Despite what the trolls say, it is entirely possible to achieve my physique naturally. And I know this because I've done it. By the way, these comments are always on a photo of me either mid-lift, they're not on the ones of me in a dress or hanging out casually in normal clothes. So clearly a gym pump is lost on them. So back to the trolls. There are two specific types of people that it tends to come from. The first one, skinny young lads. Here are some of the lovely young gentlemen who have accused me of being on roids. They seem to think that it's very difficult for a man to achieve the muscle mass that I have and vascularity. Therefore, for a woman, I must have been on roids. I'm sorry to disappoint you, lads. Whilst you're at the start of your fitness journey, I've been doing this for 20 years. Now, duration is irrelevant unless you're doing it properly, and that's what I've been doing. So come back to me in 20 years when you've dedicated the time and energy that I have into it, then you'll see exactly what is possible. A few of these lads even start with, I'm not insecure, but I think you might be. I think if you have to say that to start with, maybe there's a little bit of insecurity there. The second one is the 50 to 60-year-old overweight man that apparently knows everything there is to know about fitness because they studied it many years ago, and trust them because they absolutely know without doubt that a woman cannot possibly achieve my physique naturally. Now, aside from the fact that there are many women who are way bigger, way stronger, and have a lot more muscle mass than me and have done it naturally themselves, it's just ignorant. These are the type of people as well who get very confused by gym lighting, as demonstrated by a post where I showed that lighting makes a big difference. I posted these two photos, and a lot of the comments were, as I said, one's on cycle, one's off cycle. Now, the things that really highlight the ignorance of this is these two photos are on exactly the same day. So if they'd have read the post, they'd have seen that. But they've got really angry by seeing a muscular woman and their first instinct is roids. So as you can see, the photo in the not so flattering light, no one's going to accuse me of being on roids in that photo. The other one, mid-lift, where I look absolutely jacked, with the help of some decent lighting, I look a lot bigger than I actually am. So a bit of advice, if you see a muscular woman on the internet and your first thought is roids, you've got to ask yourself, where's that coming from? If it's from frustration from your own results, then go and change how you train or how you eat. What isn't going to get you results is trolling people on the internet and getting angry because you mistakenly think they're on roids. And if you are someone who wants to get so jacked that you rile up trolls on the internet, comment coach on this reel and I'll message you about my one-to-one coaching program. I'm a muscular woman.
Well, the thing is that, yeah, it's easy for women with muscle to get a lot of flack. This is also, I think it's from Muscle Mommies, and this is where it says, Jim faces backlash after allegedly revoking a female bodybuilder's membership for being too muscular and making members uncomfortable. A woman has gone viral after sharing an email that she says she's received from Jim, informing her that her membership was being revoked. According to the message she posted, the gym cited complaints from other members who allegedly felt uncomfortable and intimidated by her muscular physique. The email stated that the management had reviewed the situation and decided to terminate her effective immediately. In a post, the woman explained that she had never violated gym rules, caused disturbance, or interact negatively with other members. Excuse me. She said her training routine was focused on bodybuilding and strength, and that her appearance was the result of years of constant lifting and discipline. The reasoning given in the email that her body alone was a problem quickly drew criticism online, with many questioning whether discomfort from others should justify removing someone from a shared fitness space. The situation, has sparked a broader conversation about body image, bias, and who came, whose gyms are designed, uh, accommodate supporters. Accommodate supporters argue that gyms should be exclusive of all body types, especially those built through training, while others are raising concerns about subjective enforcement of policies based on appearance rather than behavior. As post continues, it circulates. It's become another flashpoint in the ongoing discussion about women's strength and appearance in fitness environments. And that's the thing is, if you can't go to a gym, work out, train, whatever else, and you have to deal with trolls, where can you go? What spaces do women have?
It's kind of crazy that she would get banned for being too muscular at a freaking gym. That's ridiculous. It's so crazy. It kind of reminds me of, like, what is it, the lunk alert that Planet Fitness has? Because
Yeah, I remember those. Yeah.
that's ridiculous. Like, it's a gym. I mean, it's just kind of perverting, like, the whole idea behind, like, what a gym should be. Just seems kind of crazy to me.
You know what? Honestly, I think people feel. All right. It took me 4 years. The way my physique was. It took me 4 years to build my physique, and it's not fair that I can't go to the gym and like show off not show off, but because I wear tank tops a lot to the gym, and it wouldn't be fair for someone to just I'm not gonna lie. There's like a lot of people in the gym aren't very muscular in my gym. At least not around the time that I go, but I feel like to my face, people are very supportive. I don't know if anybody's saying anything behind my back or whatever, but yeah, I've gone to gyms, let's say like a Blink or like a Planet Fitness, but if I was to go to a gym like that, I can see people talking shit. Like, who the hell does she think she is? She's showing off. But no, I'm not showing off. You're looking at my physique like it's unobtainable. It is possible. It's possible because I put the work in. Like nonstop work, nonstop. You seeing the results, but you didn't see me 4 years ago when I was struggling. When I probably looked like one of the average Joes or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So why should she being condemned for having her physique when she worked really hard for it? Her physique took years to build. Took many years to build. Many years of nonstop work. So why is she being penalized for that? I don't understand.
Yeah.
I'll never understand that mentality. Like, you can do it too, but you make the sacrifice. I'm not superhuman. I'm not a superhero. I don't have magic powers. I'm human just like you. I just did things a little differently, and I stayed consistent. That's the only difference. So I don't
Yeah,
understand
y'all
why.
should be praised for that, and admired for that. It's weird that would be. I don't know. These are crazy people out there.
Yeah, no, it makes no sense. It's not easy. And if you're muscular, oh my God, you're doing steroids. Like, what I'm saying? Like, you're ignorant, you're stupid, because I'm gonna tell you why that's just a stupid, ignorant thing to say. Because even if you were doing steroids or any kind of like PEDs, you still got to put the work in. Okay, I'm gonna do a bunch of steroids. I'm gonna wake up one morning. I'm gonna be muscular. No, dummy, that's not how it works. You still got to put the work in regardless. So that's very, to me, that's a very ignorant statement. Like, get educated.
The thing is, people go by their mindset of what takes you to build this muscle, and then they see someone like you, Nicole, who works out and train, and they feel like, what am I accomplishing? What she's doing, that I'm doing about the same thing, but you might not be. You might skip a few things. You might try to find shortcuts, and the thing is that I think people should be less about focusing on what someone else is doing and focusing on what this person is doing for themselves. Work as hard as they do and putting your time in, and then you get the results. We have here another guest that popped in. I'm bringing him up in a bit. Man here, John Simpkins.
How's it
Welcome,
going? Happy
Josh.
Sunday Fun Day.
Hey, how you doing,
So,
Josh? Welcome.
Doing
So,
good.
so what's your thoughts, Josh? Because I know you follow, ladies in the sport of bodybuilding, or just women in general. What's your thoughts on people who behave the way they do, either being very aggressive and mean, or being just very weird and sexual?
Both are very unacceptable. Because bodybuilding is a sport and art is an art form and a sport. It takes years of training. You shouldn't be sending deep pics or being like very rude to them. You should be praising them. Be like, hey, good job. How can I try to get advice from some of these ladies, Like, hey, how can I look like that? How can I what are your workout regimens? What are your routines are? You should be doing that type of stuff if you want to talk to them. Not no, hey, you look like a man, or you taking steroids, you doing those PMMAs. Nah, you can't be doing that to them. That's my thoughts.
Yeah, because if you heard earlier, there's a issue in the sport where people being accused, and we talked about this last Monday, of being accused using synthetic oils, PMAs, whatever, because of a particular bodybuilder. She decided to call out another bodybuilder, and there's like right now people are kind of having sides on this. And again, here where I go back to how social media, it should be a place where you feel comfortable going to, like a place where you can enjoy making content and enjoy posts and stuff like that. And yes, you're going to have those women who are going to post something that's very provocative. But here is you, as an adult, need to control whatever thoughts or urges you have. Here we got here for a man here, Cross Morning says, unfortunately, the rise of social media has created a culture where people feel more comfortable sending explicit or unusual messages to women athletes. Also, shout out to Emmanuel, and he says this. Let me second this. Yeah. He says this: you can be a fan of female bodybuilding as a man and find it attractive while seamlessly respecting their boundaries. Thank you.
Agreed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And also, we have here from Man Cross, it says people do need to use respectful language to other people to have the right to look what they want to look like and feel good about themselves. When they go to the gym, acknowledge their hard work. He also says this, and I appreciate this. He says, people who are ignorant to the sport of bodybuilding don't understand the basics of how athletes achieve their physiques. They take steroids automatically makes women bodybuilding get toned muscle. No, it's hard work. Yeah. And it's about being consistent, being determined, being persistent, being disciplined. Motivation is one thing because that could change when you're having a bad day. But if you stick to a plan and you don't get distracted by things in life that can say, hey, one day you get in the morning and your car is not want to start up. So, hey, I can't go to the gym. Hey, my gym's just, I can go in the house and lift some weights. I can still walk out and say, hey, just get the car fixed later.
Mm-hmm. True, female bodybuilding motivated me. I ain't ashamed to say it. True, I started hitting that gym and I'm starting to see some little results myself. I got some advice from some, and it makes me feel really good about myself.
Should.
Yeah. Hey, no, actually, a lot of men do reach out to me too, because a lot of men they like my delts. I hear a lot. I like your delts. I want my delts to look like yours. Like, how do I do it? How do I achieve that? So, and then from my own gym, and they're like, I'd never thought a man would actually just like have the nerve to even say something like that to me. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I think some men just feel like have egos that they wouldn't want to ask a woman something like that. But with me, it's like every man that really like just has the nerve to talk to me or just ask me questions about my physique. I love it because they always ask me about my back and my delts. That's like the main thing that they ask about. Like, how do I get to look like that? And it's so refreshing for them not to talk about ass. Like, thank goodness. Thank goodness. It makes me so happy.
That's good.
That's the last thing it said. Yeah, you want to say, you're a fine looking woman, but you back that ass up. That's the thing is that I think people.
All right, I'll stop.
I think people need to have common courtesy when it comes to, especially with athletes like you, Nicole. I think that's important to have that when you're dealing with somebody. And if you're a person who has those urges, you have to really think about what you say before you say it. Your mind works quick, but your mouth just works just as fast as your mind. If it's in the back of your head, you have enough time to say, you know what, I better not say that. I say, hey, you great, you got a great shape, you got a good thing, but then as my crime is out of my personal, you say, like, you're really buff, and you know what, hey, Nicole, you got any time? I got a gym over here, we can do some wrestling, I got a ring.
Honestly, somebody did ask me that too. I was solicited. They're like, are you interested in wrestling? I can give you some wrestling lessons. Like, somebody did ask me that one time, and I was just like, no.
Real?
Really?
Like, you want to wrestle?
Yeah, they wanted like me to wrestle with like another girl. It was like some creepy shit. I was like, nah, I'm good.
I watched a movie a while back called Queen of the Wing. It was about Mildred Burke. Mildred Burke was a female wrestler from back in the 30s, and back in those days, women couldn't wrestle each other. They mostly wrestled in carnivals and fairs, but they wrestled men because when the women wrestle each other, they saw it very as sexual. But these are no different from the men who wrestle each other. If you go shout out to John Cena, he just retired last week. I was kind of disappointed with he should have beat Gunther. I think that was a mess. But that's a form of sport entertainment, and it's like, as I said again, also there's the women who do boxing. There's mixed boxing where men fight women. Sometimes it's just the guys who just go all out. Sometimes guys get beat up or they beat up the woman. I've seen videos where it ends up where the guys are fighting, the woman's fighting, and then they kind of in the end of it. But that's a subject of, but that's a subject of they are performing, getting paid, and making money. And the thing is, people are just it's fantasy about it. Guys dream about it. They fantasize about it. I'll pull this other video. It's the lady. She's Ivy Pro. She is a wellness pro, and you wouldn't think they would have problems too, because her name is Roxy. If you follow her, and she talked about this.
Like truly has it out for me and just like hand delivers my page to like the basement level of the internet. Most days my content is received with a lot of positivity and love, and I appreciate that so much. I truly, truly do. But this is different. It's like an onslaught of like comments back to back to back to back. Just within like an hour of waking up, I had been told that I was like gross, that I look like a man, that I should eat cheeseburgers, and then maybe I'll look like a woman. That somebody would like hard pass on me because I have saggy tits, which I know that's a lie. But it's just been one of those days where it's like I'm just like blocking people back to back to back to back. But anyways, yeah, it's just been one of those days, and I thanks for the engagement, I guess.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, I'm gonna pull up her IG in a bit here, and she just goes Roxy Flex. I think it's Roxy Q Flex, or how she pronounces it. Her name is Renee Jewett. I think that's her name. She's
bonus competitor. Pro.
Yes, and wellness. Sorry, I guess. And this lady again. I'm asked, what guy is calling this woman? I mean, come on. I mean, is it guys who feel like when women like this?
That's crazy. That's
them?
ridiculous.
I mean,
She looks like a woman to me. I don't know what they were talking about. She looks very
Yeah,
feminine.
definitely.
I'm just saying, very curvy. How does she not look like a woman? I don't understand. Eat cheeseburgers, like I don't know. I love her physique too. I mean, I like women's
Yeah,
bodies.
Yeah.
They
you
come in
know,
all different shapes and sizes, but she has a really nice physique. So I don't understand what that person was talking about. Like,
Exactly. She has that wellness look.
yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
Elsa's very attractive. I don't see anything sagging on her. She's dragging a wagon. So, tell me, what these guys out here, why do they want to make comments? Like, do you feel that these women, they don't want you, they're not interested in you? I think this is one of her clients, how she progressed and changed. This is one side of a woman, it's another side of a woman. How every woman develops and starts in a different period in their life. Again, like I said, she is attractive young lady. Here, I'm going to pull up this also here. I got this IO. This is a young lady. She's not a bodybuilder, also, and she talks about how she deals with people and trolls.
If you want free weight loss motivation, just post a video of yourself fat and wait for the creepy ass men to start commenting on your shit. The amount of times that I used to post like just a simple little cute selfie when I was fat, and I would get comments like, "I love thick women." They jumping off a building. Like, they think they're being nice by like fetishizing you. Being a fat girl literally feels like a walking fetish, because whenever somebody would compliment me, it had something to do with the fact that I was fat. Like, it'd either be girls being like, "I love your confidence," or they'd be like, "You might be fat, but you're really pretty." Or men just being like, "Just so you know, you're not fat, you're thick in the right places." Yeah, so you commented that on a post of me and my family on vacation. That's why whenever people comment on my videos and they're like, "I actually liked you more when you were fat," I know what you are. I remember this one time when I was fat, I was at a gas station getting gas. I went inside to pay for my gas, came back, and I looked at my car handle and there was a note on it. I got in my car and it was somebody asking me if they could buy my sweaty underwear. Yeah. By the way, I was literally freshly 18 years old. That's why I am beyond elated to be a muscular woman and for men to comment that they're repulsed by me. Like, thank God, I'm sick of you guys. Say you swear.
Yeah. Oh, the last one. That is who. And she's just like I said, she was just freshly 18. She just she's. They say legally adult, but you're not grown. You're legally adult, but you're not grown.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody got something to say?
That's pretty creepy. That's really weird, though.
Yeah, creeper vibes.
Like the one with the education,
process that
definitely creepy, yeah.
And right here, David, you have a young daughter. She's not too young. She's how old is your daughter now?
She's 20. She's turned 20.
And
Okay.
Just turned 20. Yeah, as a father,
Yeah, I would.
What
not
would
be
you
cool with
say?
that. That's creepy.
Yeah, as a father.
Yeah, no, I think it's too weird, and I wouldn't be happy at all with that. And I do think, social media being an anonymous way to communicate with people, I guess it emboldens people to send stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder too, like, you don't hear about women sending V pics, like why these guys?
Yeah.
Like, what the
I would
hell,
say this: women are not as they have their limits, but they're not as nasty unless they get making money from it. Most women won't send shit like that. I think the V is a beautiful thing. I've seen quite a few in my lifetime. And I enjoy spending time with those. But I think because with them, sometimes they will assault other women who are, because either they have an issue and they just don't, they just feel like with you, Nicole, would you think you have more issues with women than you have with men?
I think more with men, not so much with women, or at least women don't say anything. I think women are more, I don't know, more I'll talk behind your back. I think men are more probably a little bolder. But what I was gonna say on that note, the young lady that you just spoke about that said when she was fat, or quote unquote when she was fat, she used to get all these creeps like just saying creepy stuff to her. I think personally what would help, especially if you guys have daughters, to teach them body positivity. And it took me a long time to learn body positivity because, as a body, forget about the body. Let's say I wasn't a bodybuilder. I suffered from body dysmorphia for many years. Like in high school, my dad, true story. My dad was like, when I was going, I guess when I was around 13, my body started to change. He told me I was getting fat. And then as I got older, he was like, if you get fat, no man's gonna want you. I was like, he goes, you better keep your physique now because once you have a baby, that's it. He just say really mean things. That's how my father was. But I developed a complex, so I always never really thought I was beautiful. But I really had to work on it as far as just like loving myself. So now, just for years of work loving myself, or just saying, I think I'm really dope. It taught me that if somebody was to say to me that I've heard this, you look like a man. Like, what do you mean I look like a man because I have muscles? I was like, most men don't even have muscles. So what the fuck are you talking about? So now I've gotten to a point where you can't tell me I'm not beautiful. You can't tell me I'm not dope because I wouldn't believe it anyway. So that's how I really like if a troll just says something nasty to me or they just comment about my physique or whatever, or even if I get like little stupid dick pics, which I think are really fucking corny, like grow the fuck up, it doesn't bother me because I know who the fuck I am.
Exactly. Talk to him.
You know what I'm saying? But it took me a long time to get that way. I feel like most women, or just most people in general, like you don't know who's on the other end of that computer. It could be a young kid just being stupid with his friends. You don't know who's on the other end of that computer. So
Exactly.
why the hell would you care? Like, who gives a fuck? If that person's not paying your bills, you know what I'm saying? Like, anybody talking shit, they're not paying my mortgage. The last time I checked, they're not
That's right. Talk to
my
him.
kids. The last time I checked, so I don't give a fuck what you think because I know who the fuck I am. So,
Woo-wee. There you go. That's what I like to hear. It starts with you. It starts with you, the woman in the mirror, not the keyboard warrior or on her iPhone, clickly clacking on away on your pictures. It starts with you. You know who you are.
Yep, Twitter fingers. Like, listen.
Twitter
say that shit to my face.
Exactly.
So.
Yeah, and the thing is that I think people out there who are either they have an issue that they need to settle. If it's something mental or you have something in your past, get the help. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to go out there and say, you know what, I need help. I'm struggling. I don't know what's going on. If it's me, if it's how society views me as a person. We got some comments here, and we got some comments here. Guys here, you stick it in here. Appreciate you guys. We get this one here from Cross One. He says this. He says, if we have a huge push of representation in mainstream projects like movies, TV shows, etc., of muscle women over a long period of time, people might get attentive to more. Sorry, and also he says this is, but that is wishful thinking. He also this is from May where he says, "I'm the type of person that want to generally make sure that female bodybuilders feel good about themselves despite the trolls." Also, he says this, I genuinely want to make sure that female bodybuilders feel good about themselves despite the trolls. I message them to tell them how I have the utmost respect for them and how impressive their physiques are. Yeah, but also sometimes some women may not want to hear that. They get enough where they appreciate the concern, but sometimes they feel like they don't want all the attention. They do this sport because they're a fan of, they're passionate for building muscle, for growing, to be the top athlete in the sport. As you know, there's some amazing women in this sport that follow. But again, muscle is not just exclusively to women bodybuilders. There's a wrestler I follow. I follow her for a long time. If you know her, she goes by the name of Jordan Grace. Now, Jordan's been in the game for over
years.
A decade. Yes. She originally started out in independent independents look like. A tip, like you would say a bodybuilder type. She was very. If you remember seeing Jordan back in the early
She had
days,
like a
when she started out wrestling, she was
powerlifting
very.
build. There you go.
Yeah, she was kind of a thick white girl. She used to wrestle in a tag team called PAWG. PAWG, which is the acronym for Fat Ass White Girls. And she did that for a long time, and then she started really getting to fitness and into training because she always before she was doing powerlifting, but later on she started evolving. I remember she actually competed in bodybuilding shows. She did a show a couple years ago, which was a national qualifier, which got her national qualified, but she never did a show to get her pro
Yes.
card. And she has dealt with it, how people talk about how, they like how she used to be before she started getting to the muscle and the weightlifting here. I think just as she was before, she's just as beautiful as she is now.
Yeah, I like her look. I liked her as a bodybuilder. I hope that she'll do bodybuilding again, but I bet the wrestling's keeping her super busy right now.
I
Yeah,
mean,
it
people are
does
allowed
because
to evolve, right? People can evolve. You
yeah,
don't have to. That was how she looked. That's what she had before. But with the wrestling or whatever she decided to do with her life, she evolved. And
Yeah, WWE
our
has
body look.
a busy schedule.
Yeah. So why can't? Who cares if you used to like me how I used to look? Maybe I evolved and I'm doing something different with my life. Like, get out of here, man. Like, I don't care what you think.
that's the problem. I think
Yeah.
people invest too much themselves in somebody else's progress,
Yeah.
or
Exactly.
either or they kind of like don't even think about, hey, let me see what I need to do for myself. Why do you worry about what someone else is doing? Let me see what I can do for myself. Here we have your comment here. Shout out to here a man Cross. He says, "I'm here for women's bodybuilding athletes, regardless, because they need the support." For all women who are athletes, not just women bodybuilders, all women athletes need support. This is from a man David. He says, "I've heard from other ladies who said that people will put their used underwear, socks, etc., for sale and make some decent money from it." You said that a lot.
I mean, you could have said that out loud, my man.
I had to get it in the comments. So.
but go ahead.
No, I just don't think you should ask that kind of unsolicited. I just know that there are some ladies that offer that stuff on different platforms and stuff. So it is amazing how much money they make off of that shit too. It's kind of crazy. So yeah, but I just one thing I thought was interesting, and I don't know if you guys realize this, but some of the ladies that do work on Her Biceps Cam or OnlyFans, if they make enough money, they actually have to do the taxes on it because it's income, of course, and then they have to do almost like an independent contractor IRS form for it. So I just thought that was kind of interesting.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I'm not going to name names, but I know a few ladies who've mentioned that to me, and it's like, interesting. So, but I mean, there is a lot of good supplemental income that they can make, doing that kind of stuff. So which is good, and sometimes it helps pay for their bodybuilding travel and their career, in bodybuilding and stuff, because the money they make from their regular jobs isn't enough.
I know when I was working the club, some ladies, we worked at the club, you had to pay a fee. You had to pay the bar fee and the DJ fee. And also, if you come in a certain time, you have to pay another fee. And the fee kept going up depending on the hour, every hour or half an hour, at the club. Come in early enough, you just pay the bar fee and the DJ fee. But then you come in at a certain time, you start raising up the prices. And some of the ladies I knew who were dancers, they also had to do like independent contractors. They even one girl, so we have sometimes she had to discount her shoes, her heels and stuff, because it's part of her business. Some of the ladies had jobs or went to school, but this was a side gig. And you want to, taxmen want their money. They don't care how they get it, by hook or by crook. They want their money. We got here. Shout out to my man here, Cross. He says this. He says, I know Jordan Grace. She is one of my favorites. Yeah, I think favorite wrestlers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to our man Jeremy from the Art of Female Muscle podcast.
The
Jordan's
Merlin.
probably never, yeah. Jordan's probably never going to go back to BB again. She made a post afterwards saying she did it just to see if she could, but she suffered a great deal in terms of her wrestling and relationships. Yeah, because this is a sport that could take a lot of your time. It can be draining, daunting. It can be a lot of stress. Like, I was talking about B. David interviewed a young lady this weekend, Montana Freight, and she went through a lot just last year. Her father passed away. He was dealing with cancer. She was next to homeless, and she was still trying to get in prep. She did a show. She didn't look as good as she thought she did last year, but then she turned around and looked great. Now she's doing pretty good. She's engaged to a nice young lady. They've been together for about a year. She's planning on making her pro debut in the future, maybe a year after next. And you know what? She was determined because she loves the sport. She's a passionate young lady, just 28 years old. 28. Now, like I know with Alex, it hadn't been that long since you've been 28. Where was you when you were doing 28?
20 from what?
What were you doing? Like working, do this. What were like you? It's just been barely like how many 2 years ago when you were 28.
I'm 30. I'm turning 32 in a couple months.
Oh, yeah. Okay. What about the rest of y'all? What would y'all do at 28? So we're gonna start here. I always like to do this. We go ladies first.
28. I just joined the union. I was an apprentice. It was called Local 3. It's the Electrical Workers Union. And my father flipped out. He's like, that's not a job for a woman. So that was me at 28. My older son was 2 years old. Yeah, I was like, New York is tough. And that was a great way to make a living in New York, working construction. So
Yeah.
that was me at 28. So single mother.
David?
I was studying up at University of Florida. I got my MBA up there, so I went back to school and went full time. So yeah, it was pretty cool. It was good time of my life there when I was 28.
KL?
I was trying to find myself, looking for jobs, in and out, getting my high school equivalency, and the rest is history. So,
what about you, Josh?
Man, I was working at a car company, pretty well known too. Yeah, I've been there for 9 years. That's what I was doing at 28.
Me? Well, I was working.
Can I try to start over? I think I understand what you're talking about. 28.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was still in New York. I was just working at my local supermarket and the Amazon that was nearby. It was just I was a very busy person. I was just trying to find my voice. That's all.
Okay. Well, my man David just said he has to head out. We do appreciate him coming through.
Good to see you, David.
All right. Good to see you, David.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas.
Appreciate the time. Appreciate the good work. Go check out the Feed About Informer. He's growing. He's getting all these women. I'm jealous. I'm a hater, David. He's still.
You'll get there.
One day he still has hands on my girl. Hands on my girl. I can't let that go. But I love you.
See y'all later.
Yeah. Shout out to David. Thank you for coming through, David. 28. I was still living with my mom. I was working 2 jobs. I was working at the gas station that I worked there when I was 16, and I was working at. I think I was about my second year at MJ Sophie's, where was a textile plant in our town. Now that place has been closed for the last 3 years. But yeah, when we're young, like the thing is, social media, I think it's a platform for a lot of young people. They love to be on it. They love to, share their stories and experiences with other people who are like themselves, And also, I think because we all adults here, I think we should be more aware, open-minded, understanding. But the problem is most people just can be petty. Just yeah, just that's just how my thoughts of it.
No,
What you mean about
bored.
pretty?
I think
Hmm?
bored and get a life. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Like,
what you,
you have nothing better to do but troll people. So,
Yeah, do you have something better to do than troll people? Like, come on,
yeah,
go touch
get a
grass, as
life.
they say.
Yeah, exactly. Get a life, please. Mhm.
If I say something, Kim?
no, I was asking like what you mean petty? Like I ain't really.
Well, how people act, treat, their behaviors. When you like we follow some of these ladies on social media. Um, your attitude towards them, your thoughts, your feelings of them. You see somebody that maybe you might like or you're attracted to, but then all of a suddenly, for some whatever reason, you act kind of, you know,
They ain't got nothing else to do. People, some you don't know what's going on in their life. I mean, it don't give them an excuse for them to do what they doing, but it is the internet. They gonna do whatever they want. I mean, until like social media kind of like put like give them the consequences. Some people they might get blocked, or some people be notified about their behavior. Certain comments you can't say whatever you want to say. You got to be careful. There's times I've been a little out there too, but just to say some little sexual things sometimes, and they'll remind you about like, yo, you got to be careful on what you're saying and stuff like that. But nothing too outlandish, nothing like that. But I mean, I remember I was interviewing somebody last week, and they were saying that they display calves, and they had an IG page, and then they reported to somebody. They was reported by somebody, and then they IG page was disappeared and stuff. And I was like, how come your IG page disappeared? I mean, it's not like you was kind of displaying too much exotic stuff like that. They just showing their calves. But they was reported, they had, from what they was telling me, they had other IG pages, but it would, for some reason, it was taken out, so by people reporting on them. So I mean, it's some people, just people being miserable sometimes. I mean, I don't know. You never know what's in somebody's mind, and they was even telling me that somebody was imitating them. Like they would have like their own IG page of the person. You know. So I mean, like copycats. If people don't if get what I'm saying, like people imitate
well,
them, and it's not that person.
yeah. Well, I saw this a while back. Margie Martin, she's an IFB pro. She hadn't competed in the last almost 4 years. She posted where somebody created a new, a fake account, and I was like, wait a minute, why you take the time in and you create this fake account? What for? What do you have that little of a life where you trying to impersonate somebody else and you ruin their reputation? I think another lady I think a while back showed how somebody took and made another account using their name and using their pictures and stuff like that and say, hey, that's not me. We have here some comments here. Shout out to Jeff. He says I love Jordan too. Also shout out to Jeff again. He says David, I love the way that others should treat each guest with kindness and respect. I appreciate that. Also, this is from a man Cross. He says, I like Bianca Belair, Jay Cargill, Zoe Ruku, Zara, Ivy
Zoruka.
Nile. Soka. I now those others and favorites. Yeah, most of these, except for Jade and Bianca, I recognize. Others. Like I said, I don't watch wrestling like that. I mean, I used to remember Wendy Richter and Fabulous Moolah and Ludovic Shawn and Alondra Blaze. She was also called Bundusi.